Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one is going to be on Kevin Owens, Relentless. KO is the chase this month. He is a powerhouse, and he looks really awesome. I think they did a great job on this. I like how he's a little bit bigger than a lot of them. Looks a lot like KO actually looks, so great job to the art team on this one. Let's take a look at the specs here. He has two links. The raw link, any color move starts with one more move point. Modern era, gems do 5% more damage. And the stock Relentless gear, he is a chaotic powerhouse. He's a trainer. He's one of these new style ones we have that help for initial chance on the starting board and then plus on your matches. At 17k, he's going to do that for blue and +2 on a blue charge. I like these trainers. I think there's definitely going to be some really clutch uses for them as we go along. So that's definitely going to be one you want. The strap I'm going to be using for this preview is going to have two words on for it the whole time. In some cases, it's going to hinder a little bit, and I'll explain that. In other cases, it's going to be really good, and in some cases, it's kind of like a roll of the dice. And I'll kind of explain what I mean as I go along there. Otherwise, it's just double fury. Every moveset with him, that's my preference. Nothing too crazy. A level 12. And this is max red move damage, 133%. So I do want to say I'm going to start out with my least favorite build. The only reason I'm using this is so you can see it. I absolutely cannot stand these random generate the specific color gems, especially 12. Actually, I've had this where it goes off and I lose every gem before I even sub. So I do not like them at all. The only reason this is in here is to show you guys in the preview, and I want to get it done with so I can get to the fun stuff. People have requested that I do all of the moves as much as possible, so I will do that. It is really, really strong, but it is very, very random if it lasts or not. 89,000 damage for 8 turns. Remaining will turn into blast gems. It's 10 MP red. You're throwing out 12 yellows. If it was choose, I would love this. Argentinian Neckbreaker, 5 MP trap, deal 65k damage and make 11 random gems into trap gems. If broken by your opponent, gain 4 yellow MP. If broken by you, swap a 1/3 random area into red gems. Super Kick, 7 MP yellow, deal 86k damage and swap a 1/7 random area into purple gems. So we got ourselves a tricolor here. Shout out to my boy Davey D, innovator of the tricolor offense. I do want to say I absolutely love KO. He is going to be a monster. So stick with me after this one. We will get to a lot of really, really cool stuff, I promise. Entourage, Woods, and Shamrock to start with enough yellow MP to start turn 1 in feud. As much as possible, I try to simulate feud situations with these cards and the trainers. And then I have Lashley to buff the sub as well as Shelton. So you can see it gets really beefy, 149,000 damage for 9 turns. We're well over 1,000,000 damage, almost a mil 5. That would be huge in feud with the bonuses. The sad part is, though, it is random. And I really don't like it. But we're going to go against Ivar for all these, powerhouse versus powerhouse. So let's get this rolling. I would, for this one, use what the Rock is cooking. Red makes purple. So on a 3 match of red, you get purple. The sub will reload the yellow. And honestly, you don't really need it because the yellow reloads the purple. All 3 reload each other. 2 words that I have on, I'm not putting it here because potentially it breaks the sub easier. So cheap shot, you're not really getting a pin because you're using the sub. I mean, you are getting a pin with the Argentine Neckbreaker, so I guess maybe 2 words. But it's really, I don't know. It's the plates for this one sometimes feel unnecessary. But it is what it is, right? So maybe 2 words for you, potentially just for extra damage. I do see the yellow 5 match, I just don't care. So that move loads the purple that you saw there, right? 77k damage, loads the purple. Now we're going to throw our trap gems out. These are random, and there's 11 of them. Those are in a very nice spot. You can see how the trap gems break, though, going vertical. So sometimes they won't fill in all the space, because it applies to empty spaces as well. 2 words went off, which could end up being bad. We don't know yet. Now, interesting, what you can do here is we can actually... here, I'll just show you. So we could hit the sub and he's ready, so we probably should, but that's okay. I don't want to do that, so I'm not gonna. I'm gonna hit this move, and if I'm really unlucky, it's gonna hit this 2-word spot here. Or one of the trap gems, and we're gonna pin him. Like that. Like that. It's fine, though. What I wanted to do is get the trap gems out and then sub into the trap gems and blow all the trap gems out. That would have been at least fun. I really don't like this sub move, but that's okay. It's fine. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. Okay. Get to do it now anyway, right? And it probably won't drain his life. But that's okay. We're gonna blow up the board one way or another. We're definitely gonna blow up the board. So you can see, anyway, we're not gonna have hardly a yellow gem left. So, it's not a big deal. That's why you don't want to use 2 words with this build set. And actually, that can happen even without 2 words, so... to be fair, though, I am not playing this right. But I cannot think of a situation, to be perfectly honest with you guys, where I would ever use this submission. Just because it's so random, and he has so many better moves. So many better. So I just want to clarify that. Okay. Let's just drain his stuff a little bit, hopefully, here. You can see we're already down to only 1 sub gem left after 2 turns. So it can go south on you in a hurry. We are going to get the full effect, and when you do, it is quite strong. It just is not a huge guarantee it's going to happen, right? Calm down, Ivar. Calm down, buddy. The other thing that can be kind of fun, if you want to sort of... You can do this, and then you can hit the random here, and sort of let fate sort it out. Which is fun sometimes, too. Just playing with the trap gems on him in general is a lot of fun. Keep it going. Yeah. And this is with the sub setup, right? We just did 600k there. You can see he's reloading his moves when the AI breaks the gems. You could also use a swipe plate, one of the swipe plates, to help him kick out, just to be like annoying, that sort of thing. Let's see how this goes. Should finish him off if we can keep the sub gems on the board. Yeah. So anyway, that's the sub. I'm not crazy about it. I'm sure you figured that out. Let's get to the good stuff now. Okay. For this one is going to be double purple red finisher. Some of these movesets I will be running multiple times because I feel like it's going to be kind of required to give you guys a really good feel for the card. This one probably isn't one of them. I think I like the builds more and more as they go, with the potential of the last 3 builds. I have 6 total. The last 3 builds are all really close in my mind, so it's kind of hard to figure out. This is the 5-star move. So Bullfrog Splash is 5-star move. The Cannonball, which is really great and we're going to see soon, is not. So this moveset you're going to be able to do quite early on, the one we're going to run here. Actually, we're not. This has got the 5-star move. The first one you can run early on. So this is 5-star move. We're bringing in the Bullfrog Splash 10 MP finisher. Deal 186k damage and destroy 7 random trap gems. And then we're bringing in the Stunner. Yes, KO does have a Stunner. Deal 81k damage and choose a 4x3 area to swap into red gems. Gets really big. So there's a couple different ways you can play this with the finisher. Also note that the finisher doesn't recycle the purples. So keep that in mind. Entourage for this, because it's 7 MP, unless you have Santa Hogan at 5-star bronze, you need 2 MP trainers. So we'll be running Woods and Farouk. Also for this video, I only have +1 MP as far as tour perks active. So there's that as well. And there's, like I said, there's going to be a couple different ways we can run this one to start. We can lay the trap gems out and then choose over the trap gems and try and get a bunch more reds. Theoretically, you'd think that would work good, but the traps, remember, do try to fill in empty space on the board. So you can sometimes limit your maximum damage that way, versus opposed to hitting the finisher and blowing the trap gems then. All right, so let's get out there and check this one out. So I do think you want to get a pin big enough to keep them down with this one. And 2 words would be fine on this one as well. I think that would be pretty solid. So I'm actually not gonna probably lay the traps, but What the Rock is Cooking plate, break 3 red, get 3 purple, I think would definitely help with recycle on this a lot. So, I mean, I can show it to you and show you what I mean, because I think a lot of people are going to be like, oh, do this and lay the 4x3 over it. So I will just show you and say I would most likely save it. Let's put this here. We can guarantee ourselves, most likely, hopefully, getting purple. Well, now it's going to change the board anyway, so it's not going to matter. But we're going to make a lot of boom, and let's see how much empty space this tries to fill in. So not bad, but only 700k. And now we don't have that many trap gems for the finisher, right? So I could just hit the finisher now, break the 3 trap gems, but it's not really going to do a ton of damage, 400k, and then depending on what we hit. So just for the purpose of the video, so you can see maybe what the damage would be like had I saved this with the finisher, let's do it this way. Let the finisher do what it is supposed to do. Break the trap gems. 2 words hasn't really went off too much. Could have been a better cascade, but there you see we hit 1 million. So I do think that is probably the better way to go damage-wise, but also you can't get to the finisher turn 1 either. So there is that, right? Those of you with Santa Hogan, you'll be able to do interesting things with the other trainer slot. Little purple cascade. If he kicks out here, we should be able to finish him on the next finisher. So again, at least you guys are getting to see the finisher. I can tell you right now, most of the time, I don't think you're going to want this finisher, and I know that's going to surprise a lot of people. I have some screenshots of just how hard I was able to hit with him, and it's going to shock some people. I'll just tell you that right now. Hopefully, some of those are recreatable during this. He can hit very, very hard turn 1 and ridiculously hard turn 2 when things work out. I do enjoy KO's move animations, though. Boy, that's fun. These trap gem things. See, that's what happens sometimes where it goes in that dead space like that. So you almost don't want to break too many gems at once, if that makes sense. Because you get rid of too much of the board, and you end up missing a lot of damage. So that's where I'm not necessarily sold on 2 words, even though I have that on for this preview, but it does have other benefits, which we'll get to. Okay, another tricolor build coming up, also with the finisher. This is when things start to get really, really, really interesting, in my opinion. Really fun now. So strap in from here on out. It could get kind of wild. And right here. Oops. We want the Cannonball. You guys haven't seen this one yet. 4-star move right here. 5 MP yellow. Deal 65k damage and make 7 random gems into trap gems. If broken by your opponent, gain 4 purple MP. If broken by you, increase the damage of all your gems by 127% for 3 turns. Also, I wish I had Acrobat Steamboat. He would be a fantastic coach making extra trap gems, but I do not. Also keep in mind these are special gems with our current feud perks. You will be making a lot more special gems, so there is that. All we're going to change on this one is Kofi. So we have dual MP trainers, so we can get both trap moves off turn 1. This is the other one a lot of people are pretty high on, I think, this combination here. So it doesn't really matter the order you do these. You can do them either way. I just, for a habit, have been doing the yellow one. Pay attention where your traps go. So those are your buff traps that buff your gem damage, and these are your ones that hopefully are going to blow up the board. So you want to break probably, ideally, 2 or 3 of these at least. And I think I'm going to take this row break here. So this time it didn't work out real great at all. Didn't even manage to fill the red. Now 2 words goes off. Did, however, fill the yellow, which is quite nice. And of course, I can't remember where I'm at with what's what, so let's see what those are. There we go. Not very impressive this time. I'm going to go ahead and run that one again for you guys. We didn't get to the finisher. And normally on turn 2, if you whiff on turn 1, it's a lot better. We had the misfortune of the AI trying to place the gems right on the row break we swiped. That's where I was saying too, like, you don't want to blow up too much of the board, and why I'm not always sold on 2 words for this. And I think maybe something like General's Orders, or even the red to purple, What the Rock is Cooking would be fine on this one potentially too. Cheap Shot you could run as well, right? So not completely sold. There went 2 words. Now we're picking up the pace a little bit. And you can see we did 2 million damage on turn 1 right there. Pretty simple, little, not a lot going on. 2 million damage turn 1, and then the finisher is loaded, and you could blow a bunch of them up. It's a lot of fun. Okay, this next moveset is very similar. We are just bringing one move in that you haven't seen. Incidentally, this is the moveset I hit the hardest on turn 2. I did manage to hit 14 million damage on turn 2 practicing with this one. Ideally, you want to win turn 1, but I hit that hard on turn 2. So the new move is the pop-up powerbomb. 7 MP red, deal 82k damage, and make 6 random gems into blast gems. You guys are going to find out with KO, you basically take these 2 moves and combine them with whatever other third one you really feel like you like. And it's quite a lot of fun. So just to show you guys, there's the screenshot. That was turn 2. Let's see how it goes. The thing is, in Feud, you're going to have so many more trap gems out. Like, it's going to be really, really hard to miss. Really hard to miss. So, totally missed there. That was a huge whiff. Odds of it hitting in, we broke 3 gems, and we just happened to land the 3 in that spot. Very frustrating for me. I bet you I played 30 different matches in this combination and never had it go to turn 3. And then as soon as I do a preview, it does. That's just funny. Okay. Here we go. Board's getting mighty crowded. Oh, we have so many options now. Can't hardly go wrong, right? Shouldn't say that. You gotta be kidding me. You cannot make this up. Like, literally, look at that spot right there. That would have done so much damage. So much. Like, so much damage. Oh, man. I am sad, Panda. There it all goes. Ah. That's gonna lose all my gem buff, probably. What do we got left? No, we still got a little bit left. I could edit this out, but I won't. We're running it again. 100%. It is slightly board dependent, obviously. But again, in Feud, you're chucking more gems, so... Okay, there you go. 19 million damage. So it was ugly till it wasn't. Guess I didn't need that screenshot. But I'm running that again. There is a reliable version that I'm going to run at the end that is much less board dependent. It's also much less top end damage. You're not going to hit 18 million like that ever. Also, incidentally, that's the hardest I've ever hit playing this game without any kind of tag team setup or anything. Man, no love. It's all right. We're gonna get more trappy traps out. One of these two's got to be a red spot. You would think. Yeah. Right, right in the dead spot. I cannot believe this. I am so frustrated right now. So frustrated. Well, the good news is you're not going to have a problem kicking out ever with KO. That's the good news. $11 million. Anyway, he's fun. Let's move to the next moveset. I could play this all day. Next moveset. We'll take a look at this one. And I don't have the right graphic in, so... Let me just fix that. So, we are going to bring the super kick back in. Actually, I don't think, have you guys, I don't know. Yes, you've seen this one. And just, we'll make things match up, though. So it looks the same as on the screen. Here we go. This one, dual yellow MP to start. Otherwise, everything else staying the same. Again, a plethora of different plates you could potentially use. So there's a few things you can do here. If 2 words goes off, it doesn't necessarily do us any favors, right? I do like putting this down first, because you give yourself a chance of breaking some of that gem damage traps with this next move. 2 words did go off, so there is a chance we'll hit this. But if it catches the traps, it also hits very hard. So that's what I mean. It sort of helps, sort of doesn't. So there is that. Like that. But it ended up doing 1.5 million damage. So it's not the end of the world. So that's where I'm not completely sold on 2 words, but I also like it at the same time. We didn't get to hit our next move. I'm definitely running this one a few more times. Really, it's the same principle as the moveset before. We're just kind of changing the order around and stuff. The other thing is you could throw this out first if you were worried about 2 words for you at a bad time. There is a 5 break there. Yes, I see it. It doesn't matter. So we could do this too. I'll just show you. It doesn't really matter. Now if 2 words goes off, it's just fine. We want it, actually. Here we go. And that's a turn 1. 2.6 million damage. Just like that. And of course it can get a lot bigger, depending on how those spaces fill in. I do think I do not like 2 words because I used it some without it, and I feel like you're able to get bigger pins when it doesn't go off. So I think I kind of don't like it. Last one is this is the one I'll call the reliable moveset. And I discovered something that I will show you. So we're going to bring the stunner back. And we're just going to leave the 1 trap move. So we're going to keep double yellow, keep the reds, and just have the 1 trap move. So again, we could put this off. There's a chance 2 words goes off, so let's not. Let's hold it. You will cascade sometimes with that move for sure. So I do think the double traps is the best for not cascading because you won't. This one, your damage is going to be solid all the time. And I'll show you what I mean. It seems like you're going to get credit for your gem buff with the gems you destroy. I'll show you what I mean. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 traps here. We lay this here. We're going to break all these traps. We're not going to break the cross breaks. Actually, we're going to get this one too. 6 traps. Watch how hard this hits. The buff goes off. And that was 1.5 million there. So it hits really hard. Let's see what happens if another way. it seems like some of the damage is transferring to those red gems, because they should not hit that hard unless that was going off ahead of time. I'm pretty sure. I haven't actually masked that out, though, so you could not be 100%. I'm not 100% on that. Not nearly as good that time, and this is one where you would want one of the recycle plates for sure. So, yeah. I want to do one last thing and go back to this one. Right here. Because I think this, there's another option for this build. That I want to try. I was just kind of thinking about it. And we're going to do this right here. Instead, same build set, except I'm just going to use the 2 traps and have them charged right away. So we're going to get Woodsy back in here. And this is one where if you have Santa Hogan, you could run this and have the super kick ready turn 1 as well. You can see I'm 1 MP short, but Santa Hogan would do it. So keep in mind in Feud, the buff here, you're going to be making 10. And this one you're going to be making 14. They're going to be very hard to miss. I really wish this game would cooperate with me one time here. That's okay. Boy. Not doing what I wanted to, guys. That's okay. Yeah, let's see what it does on turn 2 here. Or turn 3, rather. Should be a lot. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's just a lot of fun. I mean, you know what? Whatever, I don't care. It's already a 40-minute preview. I'm gonna do one more, because it's fun. And I don't want to be done playing this card. I think skill plate will take a lot of tinkering around to get it locked in. I think feud is going to feel very different than tours. And I think he's going to be insane. And most of the time on turn 1. Because you're not going to miss too many of those gaps with those extra traps. And I really don't think I like 2 words. I think ideally breaking 2 or 3 would be great. As long as they don't fill in the dead space. Okay, I'll try and pay better attention where my traps are going. The black at the top is 2. Let's take this. That was interesting. That only made 1 set. Why did it only make 1 set there? Huh. Well, this is going to be a big turn 2. Let's see what it is. Well, it is what it is. I think, like I said, he's amazing. I feel like the board didn't cooperate a bunch of times for me. Because I seriously played him like 30 times minimum with these kind of combos of traps. And just over and over and over was winning turn 1 most of the time. That's not really surprising when I record. I feel like it does that. And I'm not going to cherry pick. We did have that one where we hit like 18, 19 million damage, whatever it was, which is pretty cool. And hardest I've ever hit. So I think I'm just going to have to just call it good. I did a lot of my testing without 2 words on. And I just feel like it's way better without that. So, for whatever that's worth. It's filling, you know, interesting spaces, we'll call it that. There we go. Sort of. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Perfect. See what I mean? Like, when you're not blowing as much of the board up. Hey, like, there's 4 million damage. 3.5 after the reduction on turn 1. The problem is when you blow up too much of the board, so definitely don't use 2 words for him. I'm positive at this point. I think, you know, these regeneration or MP plates should work pretty well. He's going to be a monster in feud. I wish I could simulate the whole board full of the traps. I also wish Steamboat would have helped a little bit. But I think he's massive and a lot of fun. And I can't wait to get him and play him. I'll rocket him to 5-star gold for sure. 1 month or 2 months, depending, for sure. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Sorry this is so long. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember to like, subscribe, and share, as that really helps me out. Thanks for watching, and good luck out there.